Whiskey. We've all tried it at one time or another. Not people who don't drink or can't drink because they're underage. Not that that necessarily has stopped anyone in the past, but I just don't think it's fair to say, like, everyone has tried it, you know what I mean? Okay, that's fair. Whiskey. A number of us have tried it, but do you know where the word itself comes from? Well, do you? I'm waiting. Oh, you got this one. Go ahead. Really? Because last time... Anyway, stay tuned because the origin of the word whiskey is super interesting. You're doing that Linguriosa thing again. You're gonna have to think of something else. I'm just kidding, this is burdock tea. So whiskey, if you're unfamiliar, is a type of distilled liquor made from fermented grains like corn, barley, malt, rye, and wheat, and aged in wooden, usually oak, containers. You may have noticed that whiskey is sometimes spelled with an E, and sometimes not. And if you ever wondered which one is correct, the answer is both. The one with an E is standard in the US and Ireland, which we'll get to in a second, and the no E version is used pretty much everywhere else, Canada, Japan, and Scotland, which we'll also get to in a second. Whiskey has been drunk, and has gotten people drunk, for hundreds of years. A tax document in Scotland from the year 1494 mentions 8 bowls of malt of Friar John Core wherewith to make aqua vitae. Aqua vitae being the Latin phrase for life water or water of life. I mean, I do get pretty lively when I drink it. And there's an even earlier record in Ireland, which kind of sounds like an obituary, that states, Richard Magranel, chieftain of Mointreolas, died at Christmas by taking a surfeit of aqua vitae. Mine author saith that it was not aqua vitae to him, but aqua mortis. See what I mean? Yikes. So both Scotland and Ireland use the phrase aqua vitae. There's been a disagreement or two about which country distilled it first, but we'll let the whiskey historians settle that. And actually, there are laws in the UK that state a product can only be called Scotch whiskey, no E, if it's been distilled, matured, and bottled in Scotland. 100%. And let's not forget about bourbon, which is a type of whiskey with an E that was first distilled in Bourbon County, Kentucky, right here in the good old US of A. The US also has regulations that state a product can only be called bourbon if it's made here. You're getting off track. I mean, it's still on the same track, we just sort of missed our style. Still talking that accent though. Wait, but did you also know that during Prohibition in the 1920s, whiskey was exempt as long as you had a prescription from your doctor? And you know who had a doctor's note? Winston Churchill. Yeah, drugstores were allowed to sell medicinal whiskey. The sales from this medicinal whiskey even played a significant role in Walgreens being able to expand from 20 stores to more than 500 stores during the 1920s. Ooh, yeah, I'm actually feeling a little under the weather after those horrible accents, so can I get some of that medicine? Sorry, no, gotta get back on track now. No, really, can you pour me a glass? I'm not kidding. So back to the word whiskey. So we now know that aqua vitae is Latin for water of life, but why did they call it that? Oh, Jean de Roquetaillade was a French alchemist in the 1300s who experimented with distillation and upon the discovery of ethanol, decided to call it aqua vitae, which he believed to be a cure-all, hence life-giving substance. There he is. He went so far as to call it the fifth element, ether, or quintessence. Quint meaning fifth and essence meaning essence. Which is where we got the word quintessential, meaning the purest example of something, in use in this way since the 1560s. Oh, like how you're a quintessential dork? Ooh, you need some aqua vitae for that sick burn? Yes, I've been saying. Anyway, aqua vitae ended up being directly translated to the Gaelic Ishka Beha. Ishka meaning water and Beha meaning life. Everyone in Ireland and Scotland, please drag him for that pronunciation. And whiskey just came from people pronouncing Ishka wrong. Whiskey literally means water. Whiskey means water. Yeah, so the next time you're out at a bar with your friends and your friend really needs some water, just go up to the bar and get them a whiskey. No, that's not what I'm saying. You know, say they've had too much to drink and they really need to hydrate. Just walk right on up to that bartender and say, "Hey, my friend there needs a whiskey." Don't do that. You know, I really like where this rabbit hole took me, and it's all thanks to everyone who voted for whiskey to be the next word that I etymologize. Is that a word? Especially to everyone on Patreon who ended up, so the poll was here, okay, and then when I checked it for what was the first word that everyone wanted me to do, quarantine was winning, so then I made the video, but then whiskey actually ended up winning because the poll was still up. So I ended up doing whiskey this time. I feel like it all works out. Sorry, that got away from me for a second. Thank you to everyone on Patreon. If you want to check it out, it's patreon.com/soundlyawake. We got early episodes. We got videos that are never going to see the light of day because they're only unreleased in public terms, but they're released on Patreon. Does that mean they're not unreleased if they're released on Patreon? And of course, thank you to everyone watching. Share it with your friends if you think this might interest them. And I'll see you very soon with a new video. Oh, did you know there's actually a rare word in English that means whiskey? No, sorry, video's over. Great having you though. Thanks for coming again. It's Escobar. It's Escobar.